Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Tracy. Is that Tracey Brown Live? I'm here at Tracey Brown Live. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you.
inviting me.
I'm so excited, Jason, because you're doing an online course for how to tarot read your own animals.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, I've got 2 stray cats out here that they already told me don't feed.
I'm already getting that. It's like, I'm going to feed them.
What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? And they come as a couple, right?
Yeah.
And so, when I look into one of the cat's eyes, one of the cats, they're tabbies. Calico or tabbies. Tabbies are orange. So I think
calicos are like orange and black and white and like very.
That's calico?
I think so. I think tabbies are very orange. They can be like solid orange, right?
So they're calicos, right? And they all look alike. But there's this one cat, I know she's a female, I call her Susan, right? She spends the whole time like this. And they come to sit down at this appointed time, like 4 o'clock is their time. And and then there's another one, I call him Theodore. He comes, he's a little more, we have a better connection. And he comes on the foot of my step and it goes like this.
Oh, jeez.
And then there's a black and white one that gets on my nerves because I can't get him to understand you can trust, like, stop running. Like, I need to feed them quick. I didn't do it. The black one is like, I'm like, oh my God, stop running. You're making me crazy.
Right.
Stop.
If you're gonna do the thing, right, it's like you gotta like
work with me. So
Yeah.
I would love to find out, how do I get the black and white one especially to work with me? So I'm signing up for your class.
Oh, excellent. I always love when you come into the class. It's like you bring so much to it. Thank you.
I'm gonna bring myself, and I won't be overly obnoxious, Jason.
I like how you said overly, right?
I didn't say obnoxious. I said overly obnoxious.
Yeah. So the class is your pet connection, your pet connection, and most of us will have pets that we've either had in the past or we have currently. That there can be that one that really stands out too, where it's like, what was that all about, or what is this about?
Yeah.
And because I like to think outside the box, when reading tarot, and just to it's an exploration. One can see, one can pull cards and what is my connection with my cat, dog, horse, bird, alligator, whatever pets we have, snakes,
Hamster. Yeah.
hamsters,
Yeah.
it doesn't just matter what the breed is or what the type of animal is. It's there can be a solid connection, this bond, and just looking at that and seeing if there's something that if you feel like you're missing something. There can be pet connections that are like you're like kind of missing the boat on, as far as like
Yeah.
what am I, how come we're not connecting? How come we're, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and looking at that,
Yeah.
so I feel that, and I'll say this, right, is because I lost, like my dear boy, Archie, um, you
Let
know,
me show a picture of Archie. Give me 1 second. He's such a cutie pie. This is Archie, everyone.
yeah, yeah,
And you
that's
lost him recently, right?
yeah, at the end of July, at the end of July, and it's like most Cavaliers, the King Charles Spaniels, they are like over 90% will die from a uh, heart failure.
Yeah.
It's a valve that will go bad.
Yeah.
And he in 2018 he was given a diagnosis of, well, he's got a couple years left at the most, and that was 4 years ago. So
Yeah.
it's like through um, great diet. He rarely went to the vet. I mean,
Mm.
he was a very strong, he's a healthy dog.
Yeah.
And up until like a few months ago, it's like we were going on hikes, we were going out into the desert. We
Yeah.
were in Las Vegas. We were in like one of the hotels there in Vegas,
Yes.
walking through. And
All through 2020 and 2021, you guys were just traveling with you and your wife were traveling with your dogs
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and just
Hi,
going
hi, Jaconda.
everywhere. Like he saw mountains. Like it was such a beautiful experience watching you all post your
Oh yeah.
pictures.
Oh yeah. It's like with him and Ananda, our girl. It's like we were going into the redwoods. We were going on the beaches, in the mountains, in the desert, in these posh hotels. It's like ran the gamut of it. Um,
Yeah.
but it was like just like the last week really of his life that the valve really started to
Mm.
fail. And there's nothing that you can do. There's you know I'm sure there are surgeries that you can do for $60,000 or something but it's like it's always about the quality of life and all.
Yes.
And he was just shy of 13 when he passed, and it's
Yeah.
like he died at home peacefully. He died in our
Yeah.
arms with a lot of love and all.
Mm.
And after that, after that, it's like I had this communication with him,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he
Which
told
is
me to.
normal. Which is
It,
normal.
it,
It's
it is it is
it's
when you're open to
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Well, it's normal for us. I'm sorry, Jason. You're right. It's very normal.
He told me two things. He told me to drink more water. He was notorious for not drinking, a lot of water. You know,
Really.
he
Yeah.
was naughty. He should have drank more water. And so he's like, drink more water. Um, and also it's like, do the hard thing. Do a tarot class where you look at pet connection.
Yes.
And it's like, well, no, I that's like, it's like when you're grieving and
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the midst of it, it's like that's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But he's right, as far as it's like it is incumbent on the teachers, on the people who uh facilitate
Yeah.
these experiences with others, is to look at the connection that you have with your pets, your loved ones. My God, they're
Yeah.
they're they're there in your family.
Yeah.
And
Every
sometimes
day.
we look at, we'll read tarot for people, right?
Right.
We'll read it for family and
But we forget about the animals.
yeah, and it's really quite eye-opening to see what comes up, in those connections. And so I'll share that in the class, what
That's
came
going
up
to be
for
my
me and
favorite part
Archie.
to connect to animals. You know, it kind of sounds like to me that you might, if you don't mind me saying this, that people are going to start calling you as well to do readings on their animals. Like it just sounds like it might be the next level for you, right? And I think if it's the next level for you, um, we now know that Archie is an archangel.
That is his name. His kennel name, Hazelford Contika's Archangel. Contika was his mom. That was his kennel name, and
So
so
that's where
Archie came.
Archie comes from, archangel.
Yeah, yeah,
That is so crazy to me. So now
and
he's going to be the archangel of animals.
yeah,
And he's going to talk through you, Jason,
yeah. I mean, I feel, part of
even more.
part of this vision that I had.
Yeah.
Like again, it was like a couple days or a day, like after he passed. It's like I I posted this on the Facebook, where I felt like, my own soul was like shattered, right? It was like
Mm,
in pieces
mm,
after he passed.
right.
And then it's like his soul was being, like, there were parts of that were being transformed into this golden thread, and I was starting that process of sewing back,
Oh,
my own soul with his,
yeah.
with that thread.
Yeah.
And it's like we never, like, lose that bond,
Never.
with our beloved.
If anything, I feel like the bond between you and Archie, Archangel Archie, is going to be even stronger because if somebody comes to you for a reading, Jason, he's the one that's going to be speaking to you.
Yeah, yeah,
It's going to be even stronger. It's going to be beautiful.
yeah. And one thing I'll just say too, this journaling notebook, I I created it. It was, I wasn't planning on doing it, but a great friend. Who was that? Who was that great friend? Oh, it was
Who
Tracey
knows?
Brown. She said,
Who
you should
knows?
you should because you're doing all these other journaling notebooks and,
Yeah.
tarot journals, you should do one for Archie.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh my God, I should do one for Archie.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and so so I created one that is, there's like, pictures of Archie throughout, black and white photos. It's like lined paper. It's like, it's there for anyone to write their own thoughts and all. And it just went up on Amazon. It's like, I create like these other classes to help people publish their books and stuff like that. And it's just, it's another way for me to, do what it is that I do as
Yeah.
an artist,
Yeah.
as a creator, but also, as a spiritual person going through a grieving process. It really
Yes.
has helped to,
Yes.
put a lot of, my own, just love into, these books. So thank you,
Yeah.
Tracy. Thank you.
You're welcome. But also this journaling book, um, first of all, I love journaling. You know that. It's one of my go-to things, right? And
Yeah.
I journal for everything. Right now, it's all about candle magic and the herbs, and you know, it's one of my favorite things to do is journal. We spend too much time in the phone, and we've got to get away from that and be more spiritual. I like this Archangel Archie book because it'll give us a whole different book to look at our animals better, right? And also to pray to Archangel Archie and tell Archangel Archie, listen, my hamster's acting a little wonky. I'm praying to you. And then to take the class so that you could maybe see for yourself, or Jason call you, for animal tarot readings. Like, this just opens up like a tremendous possibility when we talk about animals, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like Sin W is saying, my cat bites right now, and she's speculating on why he's biting. But take the course or call you for a reading, and we'll get a clearer answer as to what the baby is doing. Now, I do want to advertise your class. This is Jason's class. We're gonna leave each other, Jason. There you go. And it's called your Jason. Do you want to tell them? Can you see like me?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just like a little sliver of you, but yeah, it's your pet connection.
Mm-hmm.
And then we look, through the tarot. I am big on explorations, right?
Yes.
With the tarot,
Yes.
because that's how you deepen your relationship with the tarot too. Is you look at anything and everything,
Yeah.
but looking at that connection between you and your pet. And it is best to, in this class, to narrow it down to one pet,
One pet at a
because
time. Okay.
yeah, because we can have a lot of pets in life, but there may be ones that either we don't quite understand the connection that we've had,
Mm-hmm.
or it's like we're wanting to deepen that.
Mm-hmm.
And it is about understanding it in a way
Yeah.
that we can honor that connection
Yes.
with our pet. And so this class, I'm going to do it on a Saturday,
Yes.
next week, August 27th,
Yes.
and 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern
Easter. Uh-huh.
time, so that we can all join in.
Yes.
And we will, you know by the end of it, have a deeper understanding. There can be pieces to the puzzle that each, because I'll have you read on it, I'll have some other people read on it
Okay.
as well,
Oh,
and
that sounds like fun.
each person brings a piece of the puzzle.
Oh, I love that, Jason. That's your style too. I love that.
Yeah, it's a when you're pulling one card, sometimes for someone, it's like you may not have the full understanding of what someone is going through, or what the connection is, but you can bring, what it is that you're receiving. You can bring
Yeah.
that piece of the puzzle to someone, and either it clicks in right in the moment, or
Mhm.
someone just has it to the side there, and then they're able to bring it in at a later date and say, oh, that's what that was, and have that understanding then. But it's all about putting it out there.
Now, do you need your own tarot cards?
I always say, bring your deck if you have them, but if you don't, then I'll pull them for you, or
Okay.
someone else, will designate it so that you will have a card that is pulled for you.
Yeah. So next Saturday, August 27th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. It's a 2-hour online course on Zoom, $10 per person. That the PP is PayPal, the VMO is Venmo, and the Cash App, it's all there for you, just $10 a person. Now, my suggestion, guys, is to get your journaling book from Archangel Archie, and get a cheap deck from Amazon as well. It'll be delivered before next week. You know how Amazon is, they deliver tomorrow. So get what you need and take the course. I can't wait because I really want to know what to do with these stray animals. Because I'm starting to maybe like chop up chicken. So because I'm in the Caribbean, so chicken pots isn't a thing out here,
Yeah.
right? they sell chicken parts in these big bulk for the restaurants, right? I'm a
Yeah.
single person. I'm not gonna buy 25 chicken legs and thighs, right?
Right.
But I will buy a whole chicken. But I'm not a breast eater. But every time I go to the door, like instead of them figure it out, stop running, because I got 2 seconds. They I'm like, oh my God, you're sitting there for an hour waiting for me. When I finally come to you, you run from me. So I just want to figure out, maybe it's their homeless life or something. I need to have more compassion as to what they're going through.
Hmm.
Maybe people are scaring them away. I don't know, but
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, trust is a huge issue with, you know, uh, animals that are always having to be um, hyper vigilant for their
mm,
own survival.
mm, mm, I get it. And then Jason, one of my neighbors, because this is like an Airbnb place, brought their cat. The cat runs out of the house. Big, this isn't a homeless cat. Big, fluffy cat with the fluffy tail.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah.
They had to leave without the cat. The cat's roaming around the neighborhood.
So it just
Follow.
took off.
It just took off. They were chasing the cat. They were like, so and so, and I was watching them chase the cat, but they had to leave because the cat was like, freedom, freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
But the
like
cat
I'm in the
didn't
Caribbean now. Yes. This is my forever home.
right. The cat didn't understand this was a
Oh man.
vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So now there's a stray snowball fluffy cat that's running. I want to check into all of that
I'm
personally.
sure that cat would appreciate a big chicken breast.
Yeah, he doesn't come to me though. I only see him when I'm in my back room.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I don't think the strays have told him about me. Right?
Oh.
They're like, you know, we're not telling, you know, the privileged one, right? The one that came on the plane. We're not telling that. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. What I see in my head, and not even having the ability to even use tarot.
That's right. So thank you, Tracy, for having me on and being able to talk about this class. And if anyone has any questions too, they can write me, Jason D McKean at yahoo.com, which
Yes,
is on that advertising um, square as well.
Jason. What what's a good? We're talking about what? We're talking about pet psychics. What's a good? Maybe it's a twofold question. What's a good first time tarot deck to buy that's clear and deep connected that I will understand the deck?
Well, I feel that the Rider Waite is well supported on the internet as
Yeah,
far as a first deck, just to understand, because
yeah,
the pictures, there's a lot of decks, where you have like the minor arcana, it's like if it's the Six of Swords, there's six swords on it, you know,
right,
A-
right.
and
Yeah,
those are a little harder to
got it.
get the emotion or the
Yeah,
where it's showing in the spectrum of life experience, if it's a
yeah.
place of joy or suffering or somewhere in
Mm,
between. It's harder to get that. And so the Rider Waite
yeah,
has the spectrum of human experience just kind of all mapped out
yeah,
there.
yeah,
And so that's a really good one to start with. And then once you have that basic understanding, then you can move to something that's a little bit more like uh resonates to you personally.
I started out on the Rider Waite,
Hmm.
and I
As
kept
did
it.
I.
I kept it for like 15 years. I kept it forever. I only changed it because Sean gave me the Witch's Tarot. I have it to this day.
Which is a beautiful deck, but it also reflects a lot of the imagery of the Rider Waite.
Yes, it does. So again, Rider-Waite, and they come in different sizes. So don't measure. You can get a little tiny size like that. You can get
Oh
an
my
extra large size. You can
God.
get
Yeah, one's like a keychain tarot. Yeah.
so Rider-Waite. Let me just see if I can type this in. Rider-Waite. That's what it's called, guys. There's all kinds. Don't judge it. Rider-Waite. There's all kinds. You're gonna see Rider-Waite fluorescence. There's all kinds. Just go ahead and choose the Rider-Waite. They'll all be identical in terms of the imagery, but different in their coloring.
Right. Right. Some might have more of a pastel look and all.
Yes.
It's like it was created in the early 1900s, and so the
Yeah.
printing process was a little bit more basic at the time. So, but it's very, it's clear cut as far as
Yes.
the
Yes.
the emotive aspects of it.
And so, Queen Tippy Tips, if you come to the class, yes, bring your Miss Cleo's Egyptian version. No judgment here. Somebody was just asking what's the best good first time tarot deck to buy that's clear, deep, connected, that they will understand. All the greatest ones started out with a version of Rider-Waite.
Yeah.
All right. And then Lisa D says, after paying for the course, do we email a screenshot of the payment? Because that's what they do with me. But you don't need that.
I mean, that's fine. I have to send you the password,
Yes.
the link and the password, because
Yes.
for some events it's like, you know I'm not there to get bombed by people who aren't invited to it. So it's yes, contact me. And
What's your email address, Jason?
it's Jason, Jason D McKean, MCKEAN, Jason D McKean at yahoo.com.
Now, this is Jason's email address, but I'm imploring everyone to look at the feed. This is Jason's email address, Jason D McKean, MCKEAN at yahoo.com. Very simple.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at the flyer, all the information is there.
Yeah, it's like the PayPal account. There is also the email.
All the information is there. So we get PayPal. It's the same as PayPal, Jason D McKean at yahoo.com. That email address is Jason's email address, but it's also the email address to use for PayPal. Venmo is Jason-McKean-1, and Cash App. Anyone that pays by Cash App, email Jason. The worst thing in the world, Jason, is to chase anyone that's paid by Cash App.
I hear that. Yeah, because it just shows up as a name or an account, and it's just like, okay, who is this person?
They haven't upgraded their system so that we can communicate. Venmo is good. You can communicate through Venmo.
Yeah.
And of course, PayPal, you can always go to their email address and say, hey, you paid for a class. I want to make sure you and I are on the same page. Cash App is a little difficult, and I wish they would upgrade, but it's okay. Now you have Jason's email address. Jason D McKean at yahoo.com, which is the same for PayPal. PP means PayPal. In any case, your pet connection is the name of the course. A tarot exploration of the connection between you and your pet. Bring your cards. It's not necessary. Take the course if you don't have cards, but we will read for yourself and others will read with you. Saturday, August 27th at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern. $10 per person for a 2-hour course. that is the best, Jason. I'm loving you for that.
Well, I'm loving you for letting me talk about it. Thank you. Thank you, Tracey.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. I'm going to get going. Be there at Jason's class next week. I can't wait. Bye, Jason. Yes. Bye, Jason. Take
Thank
it
you.
easy.
All right. Thank you, Tracey.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm going to leave that up there.